Some will say that education is overrated, but that is a new money belief. Old money would argue that education is a requirement to prosperity. Their thought is more in line with the idea, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. What is it that old money knows about education that new money is perhaps missing? Most that come from new money have probably pulled themselves up by their bootstraps and achieved the American dream, moving from rags to riches and likely attended public school. But the old money elite put their children in private schools and even send their children off to boarding schools that are often more expensive than the colleges and universities they aim to attend. Brace yourself, because in today's video, we usher you into the most exclusive schools in the world, with tuition fees well over 6 figures annually. Why do they cost so much? Why do old money elites send their kids to these schools? We answer these questions and showcase 5 of the world's most exclusive, most expensive, and most popular boarding schools. Let's get right into it. The value of a quality education. Those who aren't in the know often believe that wealthy parents send their children off to remote, luxurious high schools to avoid dealing with them. But the old money elites know that schools are not just places of learning. Byron Telly, author of the Old Money book blog, notes the common characteristics of old money individuals: well-educated, typically attended boarding school and college, well-traveled, bilingual, polite, diplomatic, and ultimately, and perhaps most importantly, is they have a strong sense of self and know who they are. The old money elite understands that developing a strong sense of self creates confidence, a key factor for continued success. After all, old money wants to leave a legacy. As we mentioned in another video, how the old money elite preserve their wealth, education, and networking are extremely important for both the individual that's making the money, as well as for those you intend to pass money through generations to. Benefits of boarding schools. Boarding schools offer high-quality education. They have rigorous academic programs and experienced faculty which contribute to a high standard of education. Appropriate schooling provides the community and social structure where peers learn and grow together to develop individual purpose and make meaningful connections. Secondly, boarding schools provide global experiences as students gain exposure to diverse cultures and perspectives through interaction with peers from around the world. And what's so bad about gaining a global education and a chance to mingle with other students of wealthy and powerful backgrounds? After all, interaction with elite peers and alumni can lead to valuable connections and opportunities. Additionally, these schools offer a range of extracurricular activities, enhancing personal growth and development. At these schools, student population is at a minimum, and students get the utmost attention and dedication they require to become future leaders and impactful individuals. Of course, growing up while being part of a known legacy can contribute to one's understanding of his or her place in society, but having the name alone is not enough. Behavior matters. Boarding schools have unique facilities, including sports complexes, cultural centers, and historical sites that enrich the overall experience. And furthermore, these schools teach proper etiquette, manners, networking skills, and provide travel so their students gain an understanding of how to navigate through high society events and communicate with people from a variety of backgrounds. And if you want your children to attend the top colleges and universities, attending boarding school is one of the best ways to secure those positions, as boarding school graduates typically have high acceptance rates for college admissions. Remember, it's not always what you know, but who you know. Those college relationships are critical to navigating success in the world beyond college, and those friendships frequently provide lifelong friendships. Admission requirements. Now, getting into these prestigious boarding schools is not simply something one can throw money at. While the old money elite may have the funds to send their children without flinching, the admissions process can prove to be somewhat stressful, even for those with deep pockets. The most expensive boarding schools seek students who are not only academically capable, but also curious, compassionate, and committed to personal and community growth. They want students that have something positive to contribute to the unique learning environment. Similar to colleges, boarding schools require students write essays, recommendations, test scores, and oftentimes require interviews. According to Boarding School Review, most US boarding schools commonly have a 30% acceptance rate. However, the more popular schools likely have acceptance rates that are even lower. Let's take a look at some of the most popular schools in the US. Each of these schools features large populations, high endowments, and impactful alumni. Popular US boarding schools. Number 5. Phillips Academy, Andover. With a population of over 1,100 students, including 12% of international students, Andover proves to be a popular choice for boarding schools in the United States. Tuition here is almost $62,000 annually, but there is quite a large endowment per student, which creates additional opportunities for need-based financial aid. The school is located in Andover, Massachusetts. The student-teacher ratio is 13:1, but there is a 13% chance that you'll be accepted into the institution in the first place. The school sits on 500 acres of land, which offers plenty of room for extracurricular experiences for its attendees. Founded in 1778, there is a long history of graduates that have matriculated through Andover, including Presidents George Bush, 41st President of the US, and George W. Bush, 43rd President of the US. Number 4. Phillips Exeter Academy. Located in Exeter, New Hampshire, in a quaint New England town with shops and cafes and surrounded by fields and forests, Phillips Exeter Academy is one of the largest boarding schools in the United States, with a population of over 1,000. The campus is just 10 miles from the Atlantic coast and a 50-minute train ride to Boston. With an acceptance rate of just 10% and an annual tuition of over $61,000 a year, it is the oldest boarding school in America. It was founded in 1781 and sits on 673 acres of land. Over 90% of the faculty hold advanced degrees, and graduates mainly attend Ivy League colleges, including Columbia University, New York University, Harvard, Yale, and MIT, to name but a few. Mark Zuckerberg, founder and CEO of Facebook, is part of the esteemed alumni from Exeter. If you've been enjoying this video, please give a like and subscribe. Now, let's take a look at some of the most prestigious and most expensive schools in Europe. At number 3, Institut auf dem Rosenberg, St. Gallen. Nestled in the enchanting city of St. Gallen, this institute exudes elegance from every corner. Imagine strolling through picturesque courtyards, surrounded by a fusion of historical and modern architecture. Founded in 1889, this school is a go-to for old money families and royals looking to give their heirs an edge to take over, succeed, and rule. Institut auf dem Rosenberg boasts a ridiculous 2-to-1 student ratio, but at annual fees of around $150,000. Pretty steep, but old money elites understand the value of the right kind of education. Rosenberg services a limited student body of around 230 students each year. In 2019, Rosenberg was the most expensive school in the world based on tuition and boarding costs, with notable alumni like the 1995 Nobel Prize winner in chemistry Mario J. Molina and the great mathematician Walter Rudin. It's easy to see why old money elites favor these schools filled with wisdom and heritage. 2. Collège Alpin International Beausoleil, Villars-sur-Olon. The reported annual tuition at the Collège Alpin in Switzerland is around $115,000, with additional costs for travel and other expenditures for a total of almost $148,500. This school in Villars-sur-Olon in Switzerland is attended by students aged 11 to 18 who come from 50 different countries. Literally at 4,430 feet above sea level, it's one of the highest schools on the globe. This institution, which was founded in 1910, continues to rank amongst the most elite in the world. Despite having a hefty fee, it enrolls about 300 students yearly. Due to the need for students to wear a more elaborate uniform on Mondays than their regular one, the uniform package alone costs an additional 6,000 Swiss francs or $6,200 US. The racing driver Jacques Villeneuve, the commentator Sir Peter O'Sullivan, and even members of royalty Princess Marie of Denmark and Guillaume, the hereditary Grand Duke of Luxembourg, are all former students of the Collège Alpin International Beausoleil. And at 1, it's the Institut Le Rosey in Rolle. Institut Le Rosey is the most costly institution. This private boarding school, also known as Rosey, is situated in Rolle, Switzerland, and was constructed on the foundation of another structure from the 14th century known as the Château du Rosey. Its reputation has earned it the moniker the School of Kings. Le Rose's annual maximum for tuition and fees is $157,000. What do the world's highest tuition rates get you? Well, how about a sailing centre on Lake Geneva, a winter retreat in the charming ski town of Gstaad, and a main campus that's a historical chateau? Le Rose is genuinely global. In addition to having beautiful amenities, a quota mechanism ensures that no nation represents more than 10% of the student body. What do you think? Is school overrated? Do you think only old money elites and the extremely wealthy get the best education? What's been your experience, and what do you want for your children? Let's continue the conversation in the comments.